Hello, Saskia, Devotional Goddess here. How are you? I've got some exciting news to share with you. I am offering a 21-day challenge. It's going to start July 1st. And it's all about supporting our central nervous system. We live stressful lives, and we're very good at coping with those stressful lives in ways that we just get on with because we have to. But it's really important for us to incorporate tools into our lives to help regulate our central nervous system. Now, as many of you know, I teach restorative yoga. I love it, and I do it myself because it shifts us out of our sympathetic nervous system, which is where we're in fight or flight, which is where we're constantly on the go. We're draining. When we are in stress, our cortisol level spikes, and that begins to deplete the organs. It depletes our central nervous system. It wears us down because we don't know how. We're not very good at shifting gears, finding that quiet, and re-regulating. When was the last time you curled up on the couch with a good book? Right? When was the last time you stopped and did some breath work to shift how you were feeling in that moment? These are all key coping mechanisms to support us. Now, if you've got a regular exercise routine, you're supporting yourself in a very critical way, which is fantastic. There are also other ways that if you don't get to make it to the gym or you don't get to make it to doing that exercise, that you get to weave in softer, more bite-sized practices. And that's what I'm going to offer in this 21-day challenge. It's going to be so impactful. It's going to help change your life. When we are in fight or flight, when we are stressed and stressing out our central nervous system, we can't attain our dream life. We can't attain what we really want because we are constantly running to the next thing. And we're not able to pause and reflect and be present to the sweetness that is ever present in life. This is what we need. This is what makes a juicy, satisfying life that we love. A well-lived life. That was a tongue twister. So this is what we want to attain as human beings. We're not going to evolve. We're not going to move to the places that we want to move unless we learn how to govern this magnificent body with greater ease and grace and love and care. So I invite you to join me on this 21-day challenge. It's very inexpensive, same amount that you would pay for 3 of your coffees in the week. Done. I've kept it very low cost because I want to reach as many people as possible, because these are very powerful tools. And out of the 21 days, there will be some that you already do, possibly, and some that you'll be like, oh my God, I'm making that my own and I'm bringing it into my life. And that is going to be powerful. Powerful. It takes 21 days to shift an old habit and to bring in a new. There's so much power and potency in 21 days. Now, sometimes, as we all know, when it's something that we love and we're ready to take on and shift, it happens in a moment, and we don't always need 21 days. But sometimes for those trickier more sticky habits that we're like, I know this isn't really serving me and I'm not quite ready, but I know I should change it. When we introduce something that's more nourishing, that's more supportive, it is an easy switch to release the older habits that don't fully serve us. As I've been preparing for this challenge, an interesting insight came to me this week. One of my daughters had last year a student in class who was very disruptive, always causing trouble, and actually, made it difficult for many of the students at times. And it suddenly dawned on me, why? I had heard from my daughters that he used to brag about his mother not disciplining him and how much freedom he had, and in one sense, kids want that. They want the freedom. When my girls stay at their dad's, they're like, oh, I stayed up until 11. And they're so excited about that. They want that. They want the barriers to push against. They want the exceptions to the rule where they can go beyond their normal parameters. But as parents, we need to set those healthy boundaries for safety. And because we're the older, wiser generation, we want to share our wisdom. But we need to walk it first, too. Now, this kid didn't have any parameters. He's made that known again and again with his fellow students. And the insight that I had was that he is constantly in his fight or flight. He is constantly in his sympathetic nervous system. And he's not able to regulate. That I already knew. But the nugget that I really got was that he was constantly in his fight or flight. And how scary that must feel. And that shifted from deep compassion for that child, rather than irritation that he was disrupting my daughter's classroom and not able to control himself. It gave me more compassion in the understanding that he was missing a key tool set which will support him in his life ahead. Because where he is going now, without that self-control, without the parameters around him guiding him and giving him a structure, he's going to have a very tricky life. So my prayer for him is that it will shift and change, and that he will have a strong mentor in which to guide him through that. Now, as we are parents and as we leave the nest and live our own independent lives, it is for us to then parent ourselves. I love how my yoga teacher always said in the Sacred Life trainings of the Yoga Spirit 200-hour teacher training, she said, we weren't born from saints and masters. There were things your parents were able to offer you and things your parents weren't. But now, once we've built our independent lives, this is where we take ownership of our lives, and we learn to parent ourselves in the ways that our parents, with the tool sets our parents didn't have to give us, because they didn't know any better, and they still did the best they knew how within the tool set they knew how. So with that, calming our central nervous system, building upon our techniques, is what allows us to enrich our lives and allows us to become the best person we are able to be. And we are more magnificent and more powerful and more beautiful and more radiant than we can conceive to be. But that is our journey, is in the discovering of who we are. That is why we came on this planet Earth, to discover through all the trials and tribulations that it is to live on this planet, because it has a very dense energy and it is tough to live here. It's not easy, but our souls chose this path. And especially at this time on the planet, we are in transformative times. And the energies are supporting us in how to transform, in raising our frequency. And one of the foundation blocks in which to do that is governing our stress and coming down to the foundational basics of how to care for ourselves in this way. So join me for this 21-day challenge, where I will support you for 21 days. You'll need the Telegram app, be a closed private group. Every morning, I'll type in a message, I'll speak to you, I'll leave you a meditation. Every day will vary. And I will be there with you step by step throughout the challenge to support you on your journey. All you need to do is listen in once a day, whenever that works for you, and join me. Many blessings. And I look forward to having you join me on this journey. Much love.